Alright, so in this video we're going to take a look at spells. Since the other character that I had created, Prothal, was a warrior, we didn't actually have any spells. So when we went and learned at the Guildmaster, all we got was skills. So I have created Runnick, who is a level 1 druid, and I am already at the Guildmaster. I am just going to go ahead and learn all so I can show you the spells that we get and then how to actually use spells. And this would be a similar process whether you were playing a mage or a shaman or any of the other classes that get spells at some point in their during their leveling. So let me just go ahead and show you that my spell book is currently empty. If I type spell, it shows my spells as 0 or nothing. And if I look, I'm in the Grove of Neutrality. So this is the Druid Guildmaster in Solus. I'm going to go ahead and learn all, just like we had previously with Prothal. And you can see that I have some skills that I got, mainly looks like all weapon skills. And then I also added spells to my spell book. So we got Cure Light, Fairy Fire, Fairy Fog, Barkskin, and the rest of them down the list. So now if I type spell, we'll actually see that I have spells in my spell book. And this one right here indicates that these are first level spells. And as we level up, we'll unlock additional slot level spells. But right now, this is what we have in our arsenal. And as you'll figure this out from playing. But as you level up and gain additional spells, you'll find that you start learning less and less in your start town. You do have to venture to other towns to learn the spells that their guild masters might provide, as well as if you're a druid, you need to collect tablets, which can be acquired by slaying monsters in the game. If you're a mage, you need to get spell books. Cleric, you get prayer books, and shaman, you get charms. So just keep that in mind. That won't be a problem for a little while. Obviously, you're probably new if you're watching this, so you're gonna get some levels under your belt first before you start worrying about that. If we go ahead and do a skill, we can also see the skills that I have. You can see everything is at awful. We will actually get skills that we can use just like the warrior did. Well, not like the warrior, but we'll get skills that we can actually type in that aren't just passive skills. Like commune with nature, bandage, stuff like that. So now we have spells. Let's go ahead and take a look at that list again. What we need to do is, just because we have them in our spell book does not mean that we have them prepared or memorized. If we type in mem for memorize, that shows you how many spells you currently have memorized that you can use. So you can see here that we have, for level 1, we have 2 spell slots available. So what we need to do is pick 2 of these spells, or we can pick the same spell twice and memorize them. At level 1, I usually like to go just straight offensive spells so I can kill monsters quicker. So I'm going to memorize Thorn Spray. So in order to do that, or get that spell ready, what we have to do is type mem Thorn Spray. And you need to put the little, the single quotes around it. And once we do that, they'll say that you pull out your prayer book and begin studying them. And so we've added Thorn Spray to the list of spells that we're memorizing. So you can see here that mem now, we have this mem counter down on the first line. That indicates how long it's going to take to memorize that spell. So that means 1 tick, which is essentially 1 minute real world time. So as you can see here, I've already memorized that spell. It hasn't been a full minute, so we probably entered that command at some point during the middle of the tick, but now we actually have that spell memorized. If we type mem again, we can see that we have Thorn Spray memorized, and we still have an additional spell to mem. So let's take another look at that spell list. Anything else cool? Oh yeah, Burning Hands. Let's get that one too. So we can do M. And just to shorten this up so I don't have to type as much, I usually will do M for mem and then just kind of abbreviate the spell. So as long as there isn't anything else that has those 2 letters abbreviating it, you can just abbreviate it just like that. So if we hit that, now we pull out our tablets again, and we are now memorizing Burning Hands. So let's wait for that spell to memorize. Actually, before we do that, let's say that I wanted to, let's do mem again. Let's say that I wanted 2 Burning Hands instead of Burning Hands and a Thorn Spray. I can actually forget spells that I have memorized. So I can type forget TS for Thorn Spray, and now I forgot that spell. So if I type spell or mem again, we can see that now I just have Burning Hands available. And then to memorize that spell again, it's just mem TS. Thorn Spray. So we start memorizing it again. Now, you do have to, I think Runic is a half elf, so yeah, so I can detect other life forms in the dark. However, you do have to have light in order to memorize your spells. This isn't an issue right now because we're in the middle of town and we're at a guild master. But if you were off adventuring and it was dark outside or you're in a cave or something, you do have to have a light source to be able to memorize your spells, so keep that in mind. Let's go actually, let's go find something to cast these spells on though. So let's run to the sewers real quick. And I'm not gonna, we go over getting to the sewers of despair in another video, so I'm just gonna actually go there. I'm not gonna tell you the directions. So we are now down in the sewers and there is a small black spider. Let's go ahead and pick on him. So if you remember, we have a burning hands and a thorn spray in our arsenal. So let's go ahead and toast this little black spider. So in order to cast the spell, just cast, and then the name of the spell, thorn spray. Again, you can abbreviate that, and we're going to go spider. You just target or identify the mob or NPC or character that you want to target with your spell. And so we just hit him with thorn spray, and actually we did so much damage that the small black spider already fled from the room. So if we go look at the small black spider, oops, again I have a bag on me. Look at 2.small, you can see that the spider is in awful condition. So we just cast Burning Hands on the spider, and flames dance from our fingertips, and we basically roast him. So looks like spider is what's for dinner. And it is just that easy. So now that the spider is dead, we have used both of our spells. We need to get a tick in before we can use them again. Now, once you get more spells, it's going to take longer to actually memorize. Since we only have 2, it's only taking a tick right now. But what you would need to do to memorize faster is actually rest. So if I had additional spells to memorize and it had said, let's say it had said 2 or 3 there, if you rest, that number will go down. So you can actually gain your spells back quicker by resting. And you'll find that as you're adventuring and, exploring different areas, that there are rooms where if you walk into the room, like you may walk into the room with 5 mem and you'll notice that it goes down to like 2 or 3. There's things called mem rooms. They're kind of like recuperate rooms, but for your spells. So be on the watch out or be on the lookout for those, because that can be super helpful, especially if you're in a zone that has a lot of mobs. You can be, spelling something down. The tick is going to happen soon, so you run back to that room, get your spells back quick, and you're back up and ready. The other thing that you can do is, just like you can forget spells, you can actually mem stop a spell. So let me just show you here, because it's probably better explained with an example. So right now we have Burning Hands and Thorn Spray memorized. Let's go ahead and forget those spells so they're no longer prepared. So we forgot, oops, Thorn Spray, not Thorn Hay. Alright, so now if we type spell or mem, we have no spells currently being memorized. Let's go ahead and memorize the thorn spray again, and we'll just do it twice, so now we can see that we're currently memorizing them. Let's say that we didn't, if we're quick enough, and I'm probably not going to be since I'm talking here, but we can actually type mem stop. And we've stopped memorizing our spells, and that way we can try to queue up another one, so we can mem Burning Hands instead. So that's just one way. Oh, and actually that timed perfectly, so great. Worked out for the video. So I stopped memorizing Thorn Spray, I started memorizing Burning Hands, and just like that, the tick happened. I actually got the spell that I wanted. The other thing, you don't have to forget or mem stop for all of your spells. You can mem stop a specific spell, because let's say you have, let's say you burnt through like 15 spells. You don't want to mem stop all those, because you can have a whole bunch of spells and you might forget what you had previously had selected. So you can just target a specific spell. So let me go ahead and show you that. So if I forget Burning Hands again, now I have 2 spells to memorize. Memorizing 2 Thorn Sprays, so I'm currently spells, nothing is currently memorized. This is what I am memorizing. I can just type ms for mem stop, ts, and now you can see that I only have 1 thorn spray that's being memorized. And then I could go ahead and quickly, oh, I wasn't quick enough that time, but now I could memorize my Burning Hands or whatever other spell that I wanted. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop it down below. Otherwise, I think we'll end the video here. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time.